Belgium is an example for inclusiveness. Sri Lanka is an example for majoritarian principle. So the result of a majoritarian principle in democracy shown to us a setback in economic, social and education development of the Sri Lanka. Majoritarian principle led for civil war and disturbance in the nation that made Sri Lanka to set back in the development. Today in this class we will look into the Belgium. So Belgium is one European nation. There we have studied out of total population 59 percentage of the people living in a Flemish region or speaking a French, sorry, not French, it is Dutch language. We studied it. Another 40 percentage of people living in Wallonia region speaking French, and remaining 1 percentage of Belgians speaking Germany. This is a composition of a diversified language in Belgium at national level. Coming to the capital city, 80 percentage of the people speaking French and 20 percentage of the people speaking Dutch. This is the composition in capital city Brussels of Belgium. So this is a composition of a population we discussed here in the last class. So based on that diversified population, how Belgium chalked out its work to overcome the conflicts. Belgium have taken a different path which is completely different from Sri Lanka, which has chosen majoritarian principle. In Belgium, from 1970 to 1993, 1970 to 1993, they have amended their constitution four times. Four times they amended. So why did they amend their constitution? Because earlier constitution was not giving way to recognize the existence of a different cultural diversity people. After amending the constitution, that is amended constitution, enabled everyone to live together within the same country with equal status. The Constitution of Belgium amended in a way to recognize, that is to identify the existence of a majority people and minority people. Minorities were not considered in Sri Lanka, whereas in Belgium their constitution stated to recognize equal status to all. So the Belgium arranged their constitution in a way to suit to the needs of everyone, and they have followed inclusive principle in democracy, and this inclusive principle they applied in a innovative method to recognize all people living there. So the arrangement in Belgium is a different one from any of the country. The model of democracy followed in Belgium is very innovative one and completely different from any of the country. Let us see what what are the elements they followed in inclusive principle, right? So here we find now some of the elements of a Belgium model where they preferred a inclusive one. So the amended constitution in Belgium stated that number of Dutch and French speaking ministers shall be equal in a central government. This is the first method, the arrangement they have done there. They have made their constitution to provide ministers equal in number at a central government. That means at a national level in the parliament 50 percentage of Dutch ministers and another 50 percentage from French community. So 50 percentage of French ministers represents 40 percentage, right? 40 percentage of the French speaking people who are living in Wallonia. Another 50 percentage of Dutch ministers, they represent to 59 percentage of the Dutch speaking people who are living in a Flemish region. This is the first arrangement they made here, and some special laws they made to support of majority of members from each linguistic group. Here we have seen three linguistic groups. One is 1% of German speaking people. Second is 40% of French speaking people. And third is 59% of Dutch speaking people. So for these three communities, there the constitution of Belgium prescribed to enact some special laws which support of majority of members from each linguistic group. Suppose one policy is going to be created from the Belgium government, then that policy should get approval from majority of members from each linguistic group. It means majority of members from 1% of German community, then 40% of French community, and 59% of Dutch community should accept. So there we find no single community cannot make any decision unilaterally. Unilaterally means by their one single community. All communities are given due share, and uh, what we call, they identified every community in making the laws. This is the special arrangement we find in Belgium model. This is an innovative one. Okay, the first arrangement is that their central government consists of equal ministers from Dutch and French community. Second is that special laws required to get the support of majority members from each linguistic group, right? And third arrangement is many powers of the central government are given to state governments of the two regions. What are the two regions? Wallonia, Flemish. So the powers of the central government transferred to the state governments of the two regions. It means state governments are not considered subordinate to the central government. It means their federal principle is working out. That means power is decentralized. Okay, power is not centralized with the central government. Power is divided into the central and state government. State governments are not subordinate to the central government, right? This is another arrangement they have made. Another arrangement we see that capital city, Brussels. Brussels is the capital city of Belgium. So in Brussels, they followed a separate government in which both communities find equal representation. In Brussels, which is the capital city of Belgium, there we found that Dutch speaking people, right, they are majority at national level, become minority at a capital city. Flemish region, French speaking people are majority in a capital city, right? So in capital city Brussels, we find there a separate government where both communities find equal representations. That is, French speaking people accepted equal representation in capital city. That is, French speaking people who are majority in capital, they accepted that there should be equal representation from French, from French and Dutch in capital. As French accepted equal representation in capital city, that is Brussels, Dutch too, Dutch speaking community who are majority at national level, they too accepted equal representation at central government. This is the what is special arrangement. Understand? At a capital city, we find equal representation of ministers for French community and Dutch community, irrespective of the domination of a French community in capital. Similarly, at national level, equal representation of ministers at central government from French and Dutch, irrespective of the Dutch domination there. Okay, this is what third point we find in their arrangements. And this is the what two governments we have seen. One is at national level, central government, and another is at states level, a government which is also consists of equal representation. Okay, there is third type of government they have made in Belgium. Okay, what is that third one? Here we'll see. Okay, apart from the central and state government, there they developed third kind of government which is called community government. Community government is elected by people belonging to every language community. That means for Dutch community, we find one community government which is called Dutch community government, elected by Dutch speaking people. Similarly, French community government, German community government. This is third kind of government what we call community government of respective communities wherever they live. Okay, whether they are living in the north part or south part or east or in the what you call Brussels, wherever they live, they will find their community government at what you call national level and what you call states level. Okay, and this government have the power. Which government? Community government. It has the power regarding the culture, education, and languages related issues. Suppose they are trying to implement one language as official language, then there would be discussion, debate on what you call language related issue in community governments. Okay, that means whatever the policies are going to be implemented at Belgium which are connected with community development are discussed and receives approval from each community government. So they have developed three what to call levels of governments in Belgium. So this is one innovative method and different method. This is not find any of other nations. And here it is a very complicated one, right? But this arrangement have worked well so far. That means the result is very effective. The arrangement made in Belgium is very complicated one and a very difficult one, but its result is what? Good. How can we say that its result is good? First one is it avoided a civil war between two major communities. Okay, two major communities, that is Dutch community and French community. These two major communities may enter into communal what to call a war, that is a civil war. So there was a chance of a civil war that was avoided. Okay, there is a possibility of dividing the nation into two regions on linguistic lines, on linguistic lines in the sense based on a language. But the country is not divided, it is united. So the complicated arrangement in Belgium strengthened unity and integrity of the Belgium. But in example of Sri Lanka, what we have seen where they followed a majoritarian principle that weakened unity and integration and led for what breaking the water unity that led to disunity. So here in Europe, many countries they came together to form European Union for the development of European nations. Many European nations have come together to form one organization which will work for the development of European nations. And that organization, what we call European Union. And this European Union headquarters, they set up in Brussels, which is the capital city of Belgium. There is a way to set up a European Union headquarters in any part of the Europe continent. But all the nations have come to one common opinion that to set headquarters of European Union in Brussels. So why did they choose Brussels as the headquarters of a European Union? Because to honor the Belgium for what you call the faith that developed there. Here the great honor for Belgium is given by establishing headquarters of European Union in Brussels, because faith placed in it by the European community. All European nations have kept faith in what you call Belgium, because they have worked out in a manner which gives representation to each and every community in their nation. That is the true, real equality that developed in Belgium. So, to honor the Belgium's work in giving equal status to diversified communities, European Union headquarters is placed at Brussels. Okay, and this is the what reason why did they choose Brussels as the headquarters of the European Union. Okay, so Belgium have turned one model and example for many of the nations. So what we have learned here from the Belgium and Sri Lanka, both are democratic countries, but they followed different method of power sharing, right? In Belgium, the leaders have realized that unity of the nation is possible only by respecting the feelings and recognizing the interest of different communities and regions. Such a realization resulted in a mutually acceptable arrangements of sharing the power. That means Dutch community and French community have shared the power equally at a national level, that is central government, and at a capital level, that is state governments, and also community government, right? So that is the what power sharing is worked out in Belgium. And here Sri Lanka shows as shows us a contrasting example, a different example we have studied in Sri Lanka. They have preferred majoritarian principle, favoring to majority community. Who are majority community in Sri Lanka? Sinhals, who followed Buddhism. So government preferred policies supporting to majority community, and they have not shared power with the minority community, that is Tamil speaking Sinhals. They did not recognize the voice and not shared equal status to the Tamil speaking Sinhals. They refused to share and distribute power with the minority community. They undermined the minority community and shown subordinate in the nation. So that led to creating a ill feeling and finally resulted disunity of the nation. And whatever the achievement, economic development Sri Lanka had achieved, all several hundred years Sri Lanka worked for achieving the economic development, all that destroyed, damaged, and spoiled by the internal conflict and civil war which arose between two communities due to the majoritarian principle. Majoritarian principle to be followed in simple matters. Sri Lanka followed it in a complicated issue also. Whereas Belgium, in complicated issue, they followed one innovative method, that is inclusive one, with a special arrangement. So they have achieved great progress. So in democracy, we need to prefer inclusive one, where every community will find equal respect and equal status in all the matters. This is what you call the example for majoritarian principle and inclusive principle which followed in a democracy. Let's find dignity and freedom of the citizens. Citizens need dignity and freedom. Democracy stands much superior to any form of the government. If you take dictatorship, there we do not find freedom and dignity to the citizens. It may be dictatorship, it may be what you call anarchic rule, right? It may be autocratic rule. In all different types of governments, there is no recognition to the dignity and freedom of the citizens. So where do we find dignity and freedom of the citizens? It is only the democracy. So democracy is the best form of government and stands superior at the top with any form of the government, because it only promotes the dignity, freedom of every individual belonging to different people who are either majority people or minority people. Okay, every individual want to receive respect from other person, their fellow beings, right? Whatever may be the differences in population, minority people want safe and security from attacks of the majority, as well as they want equal status, respect, dignity from majority community. Majority community should recognize that these minority people also part of the democracy. We follow democracy so that in democracy everyone is equal, right? So every individual, it may be you or me or anyone, they want recognition, respect from fellow beings. Okay, so when the respect is not given by the fellow beings, when one particular community is denied, their opinion is denied, their needs are not fulfilled, their interests are neglected, then only we find conflicts. Often conflicts arise among individuals due to what to call ill treatment, that is unequal status. When people feel that they are not treated equally with other community, then only the conflicts will arise. The best example is Sri Lanka. Sorry, yes, Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, we have seen minority community people are not treated equally with the majority community people. So there the conflict arose that led to civil war. Okay, so here respect and freedom, these are very important in a democracy. Whatever the democratic nations are there in the world, many of the democratic nations have identified respect, freedom, and dignity of the citizens is one basic principle of the democracy. In all the democratic nations, it should be there. What respect and freedom. So democracies throughout the world have identified this principle is very important in democracy, that is respect, passion for respect and freedom. And for societies which have been built over ages on the basis of subordination and domination, it is not a simple matter to recognize that all individuals are equal. So what we see here in the societies, once we recall our past societies, how was the society in over ages? Many years ago, the society was based on inequalities. Certain castes were superior, some other castes were what to call lower of the society. Some caste dominated on some other castes. Okay, so the people who were superior in the society from ages onwards, how do they recognize equality to the lower caste people who followed, who faced subordination from the majority community and faced domination of the majority community? So it's not an easy matter to identify equal status to all communities, right? Because the majority community who dominated the rest of the people in the society, they cannot digest it, understand? So it's a very difficult thing and not a simple matter to recognize all individuals are equal. So that what we see, democracy today, which is flourishing, have worked, struggled to identify all individuals are equal. It has not come in a simple way. Democracy, a government struggled. Will stop here. Okay.